Radio Free America. This is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our Daily Gun Show. We come to you live each weeknight at midnight Eastern, so it's 9 Pacific. We talk about guns for an hour. We've got a couple of people joining us tonight. We got Angelina joining from California. Thanks for joining.
Hello from California.
Got Cycle Camp jumping in from Connecticut.
And hiya from Connecticut.
We've got Dead Horse just jumped in from Utah. Thanks for joining.
Howdy.
Also, we got here Gary coming in from Kansas.
Hello.
And Night Strike from South Carolina.
Hey, thanks for the invite.
You bet. I'm down here in Arizona, so we got a pretty good coverage of the country tonight. So I don't know if we can incorporate that into the show or not. But that's a good reminder, I think, since we are doing this as a live show, we do it on YouTube for now, but we're planning on switching over completely to guntube.org, which is a much better platform. And but we do this as a live show as opposed to recording it in a studio because it's boring. And that's not our goal, is to create something so you hear us talk. Our goal is to have a conversation going on the regular, so that it's always here, so that when we need it, it's available. And that involves the audience as well. It's also an experiment with the new media, not just taking the old stuff and taking it off the newspaper stands or off the television and putting it on the internet, because that's a waste of the internet. Instead, we're all about the dissemination of information from the ground up, from the people who are actually aware of what's going on, and then pushing that information up instead of getting it disseminated to us. So with that in mind, we're watching the audience responses out there. And since we just talked about where we're from, let us know where you're from. And we'll be watching the comments on gunchannels.com, where we watch the live comments that are coming. And then I guess over on YouTube for now. So yeah, it's curious to see. We got how many people watching tonight? Right now we have 13. It'll hopefully start growing when people start figuring out we're live. And if you would, just what state you're in. We all know you're in the United States probably, but you don't have to be more specific than that unless you want to. And that just lets everybody know who or where everybody is, I guess. So with all that being said, today is episode 608. It is Wednesday, which makes it it's Wednesday, so that makes it our entertainment day. We don't have a heck of a lot in the schedule today. We'll be talking about the hashtag Daily Gun Show over on Instagram. We'll talk about a gun shop, which Night Strike can come up with today. And we like to do a movie. So does anybody have a movie on the panel? Otherwise, we'll pick somebody. If you don't already have one, we'll call on someone. Angelina's going to call on someone for the movie. And then we'll do our other regular stuff. But before we do, anybody want to jump in with anything that might happen in one of those warm-up shows or something else that happened during the day?
I didn't see anything, and I actually skived off work for the day.
You what did work? You worked hard today?
No, I skived off. Like, I just fucked off. I didn't do shit.
Nice. And it's a Wednesday, so what is that? What kind of ethic is that?
I was in a building where our air conditioner went out today and it got up to 93 degrees inside the office. That was fun.
I would be super scared if that happened where you work, but I guess it's okay. Did they forget to pay the power bill?
No, just had an air conditioner unit go out. Just part of the building.
That would be pretty hard to forget to pay the power bill when where he works.
But I'd be even more scared if someone said an air conditioning unit just went out. I think I'd go home for the day. Actually, I'd go on vacation for the week.
It'd be nice.
All right, well, so anything else going on? Cycle Camp, you had some stuff happening with the who went to bed early to go listen or talk? Or both. And if your mic is not working, then it's not working or something.
Try me again?
Did you say that you went to bed early the other day so that you could go listen to some kind of legislature open house?
Legislature open house. No, I no, but I did go listen to a bunch of candidates who were
I misunderstood. I thought it was already people in office that came to listen. So it's candidates that were appealing to the Second Amendment.
right. It was candidates who were appealing for money and backing and volunteers and stuff like that. So yes, that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing yesterday. Was I had to go to as a part of the CCDL. Actually, they came to the CCDL, and one of them just showed up to say thanks because we put her over the top as far as getting her, the number of signatures she needed and the amount of money she needed to have in her war chest in order to run in the primary. So it worked out very well. She's running for Attorney General, so that went very well.
Curious if there were any. Was it the kind of event where they'd be there, or were there any like water department or like just the little things that sometimes are kind of almost necessary just to have anti-left voters out there?
No, it was all representative government representatives who are elected. So it was all.
But I mean, like all executive or not? It was all Congress or House or State House.
Yes, House, Congress, or Attorney General. We didn't have the treasurer there. Some of her people were there, but somebody who wanted to run for state treasurer was there also. Her people were there. But it was a good night, and I got to donate to some people in some districts that are not my district, but my district has a really good guy, and he's not up for election this time. So it made more sense for me to start looking a little further afield because we've got some guys that are just entrenched, and you just can't get rid of them. So the way to do it is to cut the legs out from under them by getting rid of all their buddies around them. They become a solitary voice in the wilderness, and that's just how we want it.
Yeah.
So it was pretty good. I'm a big believer in the process. I mean, I get depressed sometimes. I mean, you guys know that sometimes I get pretty depressed about the way government works, but I still play the game. So you can't win if you don't play. So
true. Yeah, because then you're bitching about something that you don't have any participation in.
We all get depressed about how government works sometimes.
And instead, get depressed about how we've only got 5 bids on the Gun Channel's trading card. So, got this link I'll drop over here to the eBay, an auction place on the internet, and you can bid on the Gen 3, a complete deck of the Gun Channel's trading cards. This is just a picture of a few of them here, but it'll be a full deck of all 60. I think everybody in this room is on there. And whatever, many more, 45 more, no, 55 more.
I'm probably dragging the average down, so I apologize for that ahead of time.
You're on there.
No, that's what I mean. Who would want a deck with me in it?
Oh, I get it. Okay. So anyway, we're throwing that out there, and it is a fundraiser. So anybody that wants to throw some money at Gun Channels, that's an opportunity to do so. And I'll find eventually the link here. So appreciate everybody that jumps in on that. We do have a couple over. We're on a budget over on the Gear website store that are just a straight price, but this is a fundraiser. Looks like Angelina right now is winning.
Oh, sweet.
Anything to say about that? Any taunting or any threats?
Yeah. If you outbid me, then you win a good prize. Maybe you'll get more than just those cards. We'll see.
Right on. So appreciate that. And again, thanks. We're actually making money on it this time. We lost like $7 the last time we did one of these. So appreciate the people that are already participating in it. Now let's dig into Entertainment Wednesday. So I guess we also need a member of the day. So I'm going to throw that to the Gun Channel side. Whoever we see get a couple of nominations on the Gun Channel's chat first, like just start throwing random names in there, and then the first one to second somebody, that'll be our member of the day. So it'll be completely up to the Gun Channel side tonight. But what other entertainment topics might there be? Next chat was mostly about the
Supreme Court pick.
Yeah.
Was it what's his name?
Yeah, good old what's his name?
Right. So we can get a break from that, whatever. We can talk about, I don't know, some kind of entertainment topic. So far, we got one nomination over on the Gun Channel side, and we'll wait for some more over there, and we'll have our member of the day. Dang, I had something earlier that we could talk about, and then I thought, oh, it's Thursday, so we can't talk about that. It's not Entertainment Day. And then I'm like, oh, no, it is Wednesday. It is Entertainment Day. No, I can't remember. So we got multiple suggestions now, but nobody's seconding nothing.
Did we do the Instagram thing today too?
We will.
Today's Instagram day.
Guess I'll get that ready. And if anybody wants to jump into I know what we're going to talk about. See, you didn't give us a topic? We're getting a topic. So tonight we're going to talk about Gunstreamer. I watched the Hank Strange thing for a couple hours earlier today. I forgot who posted it on Gun Channels. Did somebody post it on Gun Channels? I posted it on Gun Channels. What the hell? So anyway, it was pretty interesting. I don't know where I found it. Somewhere I was jumping around and I don't know where I found it. I found it earlier today, and it was whatever Hank Strange's show is, like 2 hours every day on, and usually has interviews, I guess. And he had people on from UTG and from Gunstreamer, the head of both of those organizations, and it's pretty cool. Like kind of in-depth technical information and a little bit behind the scenes. So. I wanted to talk about Gunstreamer today. It's not the best one. The best one's GunTube, but Gunstreamer has got a bunch of effort out there. And we're looking at it now on my screen. So show of hands. I'm just going to go left and right. Anybody on it yet? Angelina?
Nope.
Cycle?
Nope, not me.
Show of hands out in the lobbies also, or in the chats out there. Dead Horse?
No, I'm signed up for it, but I haven't really used it, watched anything, or posted anything to it.
Right on. Gary?
Yep, I got all my videos on there.
On Gunstreamer? Right on. And
Yes,
then
sir.
Night Strike, have you played with it at all?
I have an account. I've played with both of them.
Right on. So like I say, I knew of it. They invited me over. I imagine like they invited a lot of people from YouTube who are doing gun related stuff, and maybe with some priority because of my size or because I had been getting strikes. But they seemed real nice about it, and it turns out the person that I'd been talking to is the guy who started the whole thing. And I didn't know that at first until I watched that thing today and figured out the same guy is the same guy. So seems like a pretty cool platform. They're definitely got good heads on their shoulders and pretty tech savvy. And of course, there's like a million different ways to solve a problem or to, have a solution to a situation like we got with the YouTube drying up. But they've got some solid solutions to it. I guess we'll see what happens with them. And really interesting. It's a time to be online, especially as a creator or someone who's just interested in the creators. There's plenty of people that are like fly by night or whatever, right? Oh, there's a gun video, big deal. And here's a kitten video. They don't care where the kitten video came from. They don't care where the gun video came from. But then there are people who care enough about the subject matter that, oh, this was a good video. I'm going to pay attention to who did that and then watch more of theirs. Or maybe I liked this particular gun because of this video. I'm going to go find more about this gun. So you actually go out and search around and try to find creators. So anyway, I think it's neat to see that we've got options now, and that to some extent YouTube's pushing everybody off. Instead of these options having to fight, they're I guess in a unique situation that they're about to get flooded, or they're being flooded with new users. And that's just a funner situation to be in than, or at least it's a more exciting situation, I think, to be in than one where there's 5 or 6 people trying to do something that's already been done and nobody really wants to go to the new ones. So I don't know. Anyway, that's my take on it. And it doesn't sound like you guys have a lot of experience. Maybe we'll rely on the audience tonight. But just from what you may have seen, any opinions on the streamer? From the panel?
I mean, just from looking at what you're showing us right here, it looks pretty nice.
I mean, it's
gun streamer. Go ahead.
It's obviously in its infancy, but you know, you're not going to get a whole lot of views there, but I'm getting a decent amount. So I'm sure it'll just pick up as we get more and more people on there and people discover it.
Oh, snap.
Toast must be done.
Toast must be done. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a slow adopter, so I find myself in the, you know, I grew up during the cassette versus 8-track, you know, all that kind of stuff, or the Beta versus VHS versus CD
Betamax.
disc. And, yeah, Betamax, and so I'm having a real tough time committing to another platform until I see one that's becoming like an obvious leader. I was really surprised.
Over the other one, HD DVD versus Blu-ray.
Oh God, yeah, there you go again. Yeah. So
well, we certainly have them all the time. I mean, it's easy. I guess I always go back to horse and buggy and car, but you're right. If you talk about electronics, I mean, as you guys are talking, I'm thinking like just the storage mediums. You know, we went from garbage to CDs, which we thought were amazing, to DVDs, which blew our mind because they could hold so much, and now thumb drives, and you know, thumb drives are now tiny. So I can't even imagine what's going to be coming next as far as, you know, that level of it. So I don't know. I hear what you're saying, but what about the idea that do we need another YouTube, or would we be better off with? It's like, you know, would we be better off if there was just Colt, or are we better off with a Colt and a Browning and a Weatherby and a Ruger and a Mossberg?
No, I think that's one of the advantage of YouTube screwing up so badly was now you got choices. It's the American capitalist way, man.
Right. And I think they get to learn their lesson from YouTube, so they're not quite starting from scratch. And unfortunately, they are kind of emulating YouTube, except for GunTube. I think Drake's doing, and I'm not just saying that because he's in here, but he is doing a unique thing with GunTube where I believe you're looking at the future a lot more than what these guys are doing. They're trying to emulate what YouTube did. Night Strike is going further than what YouTube had. But that said, you know, this.
I'm trying.
These do have their own feelings. They have their own, like, I don't know, feelings. They have their own, like, whatever, like, user base, and that gives it, like, a feel. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. So if you go over to YouTube, for example, which I like the concept of YouTube, and the guys seem really good that are running it, and they have a bigger organization. We'll talk about YouTube on a separate time. But YouTube is definitely different than going to Gunstreamer. Gunstreamer has accomplished a very good mix that's gun stuff and interesting, and it isn't full 30 either. I mean, it is. I mean, there might be, from 6 foot away, it might seem like, oh, there's 4 video hosting platforms that are, you know, viable. Guntube.org, and then Gunstreamer, and then YouTube, and then full 30. So, you know, there might be 4 of them, but they're not all the same. They all have different, like, say, feel or taste or flavor when you get into them, and user interface is nuts. I mean, I don't think GunTube is perfect, but Night Strike's user interface blows away everybody else's. It's not even funny. Go and you'll see what I mean by just using them. Go log into each of them, and I don't know what Full 30 did. I got no problem with Full 30. I like their concept, and I think they started doing something, you know, when nobody else was. But their user interface, they have to be held accountable for their user interface. That's their thing.
Well, I think their user interface is more of an afterthought. You know, it's more for the creator.
There's no excuse. They can hold their own. Be responsible.
I'm not giving an excuse. I'm just saying it's an afterthought.
But Streamer and YouTube are the same interface for whatever reasons, technically. And then, like I said, they're all different. But anyway, I think that the platforms themselves, though, what they allow in there, the way that they run them, gives them a different feel. And anyway, I think there is room for more than one. I don't like the idea of having just one. And the YouTube, I think, was unhealthy for us. It allowed the people, well, I'm preaching about why I hate YouTube. But anyway.
It allowed for a monopoly.
Well, there's lots of reasons why it was not working for us as a community, I don't think. But I'm looking forward to this, and looks like I got more reason to be optimistic than before that show. So thanks to Hank for doing a show like that where he brought him on and asking some, honestly, rude questions. I would not have asked the questions he asked publicly, but he did, and they answered them. So it might be it might be interesting to you. Is just, you know,
rude. Did you say rude question?
Rude, inappropriate questions. Yes. just questions you might ask a friend on the private about business. He asked them straight up, and they just answered them very honestly. So, like I say, it's now that I've got another insight to the both of them, I'm a lot more optimistic of what Gunstreamer and YouTube are going to be able to accomplish, and what we're going to be able to do with these tools. Because after all, this is all for audiences, which is people that are interested in Second Amendment stuff, both advocates and interested people. The people in the middle who might just discover this because one of us recommends it or something, or thinks it's funny or links it to them. And then the antis, when they go out looking to see what's up, they're not going to get that filtered YouTube bland vanilla garbage anymore. And they're not going to be able to point to the stuff that's out there making a bunch of views. Some of the stuff that's making a bunch of views right now, if you look at YouTube and you're honestly a Second Amendment advocate, it'll make you kind of ill. I don't go look at it very often, and I did the other night, and I was disappointed. There's some stuff that I would not want representing me as a gun owner. It's just yahooery, and it's exploiting the gun as a thing that projects projectiles, and they're exploiting the whole current political fascination with them, and I don't think they're doing us any good. And I don't have to call names. You know who I'm talking about. There's people out there with millions of subscribers. They've never talked about the Second Amendment, and I think it's bad that YouTube puts them up front as the representative for us, and we don't go out there and smash shit. Some of us have probably shot shit once or twice, got sick of having to pick it all up, and we don't get paid a lot of money to do it. So we went on to targets and discovering whatever interesting aspects of shooting there are. We're not represented by some of the crap that YouTube puts out there as the largest, most funded, projection of what a shooter is. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I honestly think YouTube is doing exactly what mainstream media does. They find the dumbest, poorest representatives of conservatives, the right, or gun people, and they're the ones they give the microphone to in an effort to bias the people that are watching. And I'm sure that Google's algorithm and YouTube's algorithms are working exactly the same way. They're artificially propping up the dummies and the shitheads, so that people look at that stuff and say, "Oh my God, I don't want to get involved with those guys." It's a very common strategy.
I have some interesting. Sorry to interrupt and change the subject, kind of, but so you know how we have that assault weapon registration thing happening here? Well, it happened, and we had to register. So Firearms Policy Coalition sued the California DOJ, and I think they just lifted that.
Really? That's like breaking news, or?
Yeah,
happened in the last week or so.
Like today, that happened. I just saw it on FPC. I think it's real, dude. So that means everyone that registered did it for nothing, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we want people to be law-abiding, so that's good. But registration leads to confiscation, so I'm glad they did something. I will say I like the Firearms Policy Coalition, but I gave them some money, and now they bing me every day, sometimes multiple times a day, in my email, and that's just too much. They're going overboard. It's just been too much.
Yeah, I mean they're trying to get a lot done, but there are a lot of emails.
Good night, Ghost. I didn't know you were sick either. Geez, everybody's sick or injured out there.
Yeah. Uh-oh. G-Web sounds like he's coming down with something.
No. So I'm sure you can turn off either alerts or whatever, tune them to be more specific, because like Angelina said, FPC is California-based, of course. So they just, it's not their fault. They're getting wailed on by numerous things. So every time they talk about it or an update, it's just times however many, times 10 or times 14, because they have so many to deal with. But I'm sure you can filter that. I hear you, but
yeah, I need to get them to give me like a weekly summary or something,
And that's the kind of feedback that we should probably be more organized in our, something like that is something that's probably valuable to them, because I don't know. There's probably different theories on how to disseminate the tons of info they have, but like you say, if there's at least an option for somebody to be able to limit the amount of stuff that comes in or the rate, then all right, now it's talking. Oh, I guess I need to be on Instagram, huh? Because we're about to do the hashtag thing. So let me go up here and hashtag that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hashtag superstars. All right, so Instagram.
Oh my God, that's right. It's Wednesday.
Wednesday. What is that? See a couple lovelies.
When did we stop it last time? I think I remember this one.
Yeah, that's very old.
June 29th, so I guess that's a while ago. Did we not do it last week, maybe?
Oh, maybe not.
I don't think I was here last week, so.
So today's the 11th. We would want them from the 4th.
4th, yeah.
So last week. Yeah,
unless you didn't do them last week, in which case you'd want them from the prior month.
Yeah, but we're not going to do 2 weeks, so we're going to start here. Tax doing his show about kids that won the Revolutionary War, I guess. I never heard about that, but that's a cool topic for discussion, I guess. There's some new guy doing our hashtag. Over see with that macro, Draco.
Oh, what's her name?
Yeah, I think I talked about this already. So I just ran that little clip on Instagram to explain that one of the reasons we do that at the beginning of the show is because it comes from a movie about individuals who decided to act, and it was a scene about getting information out there, which is two of the things that motivate this show. Got Angelina. What's the deal with these?
Oh, it's NSR. They make posters. This is their little mascot. It's NSR2D2. And if you watch the Star Wars, that's the little trash can. So there he is. But he's a globe, and that's what they call their CNC machine. So that's a design.
On the right screen. Okay, great. They've been doing those for a while, huh?
Yeah, pretty long time.
I know I've seen them on Instagram for at least a couple of years, I think.
Yeah, I have a patch thing. Yep, it's big too. It's like a 4-inch patch.
I'm guessing this is one of my dog's brothers over there by Russ. This
Right
is
now,
the
Russ is winning.
pistol.
Ooh.
Oh, this is Gary.
That guy setting a forest fire?
That's what AK pistol's flash will look like. You got such a small barrel, all that powder falls out and blows up out the end.
He probably took it at night, yeah.
Yeah. It looks like they're shooting it into the ground next to the house.
Ooh.
Pretty cool.
So yeah, Gary won the Patriot in the Dark, who has a link and didn't jump in. I guess his phone's still charging. But I don't know. You bought these patches, right?
Yeah.
And then you got free Patch Friday, and then we're starting to send out some of the Gun Channel's trading cards. So the same ones that are over, where'd they go? Wherever they went, here they are. These same ones right here that are currently at $31, but anyone could outbid Angelina at any time and win fabulous prizes, it sounds like. There you go. That's some of those cards, right? They have the blue back on them.
That's correct.
So I figured I'd bust that deck open that I took a video of and just start passing it out with stuff that gets bought from the store. And then that way there's a whole bunch of cards out there. So now nobody else has a Mr. Right except for like 3 people. Gary's one of them.
Awesome.
And you got a Russ big board. Enrique was posted a bunch of his series of painting this Beretta.
Yeah.
Dark Earth.
Oh, that turned out awesome too.
Got a repost of Moon.
Mhm.
Deadly almost got followed by Canic, but he parlayed. Got Travis. Now Travis was one of the winners of the thing, so that was one of the prototype patches I did for Patriot, and then again some cards got Pawnery, Travis, and Moon, who was the guy who took that picture. Here.
Mhm.
And I sent them out a Gun Channels patch. So
I'm gonna keep pimping, pull up random politics.
so it's like having Marco in the chat. So there you go.
Like,
Bourbon fucking shit. I don't know what it's called. So
That's cute. I like the red dawn there. That's pretty cool.
yep, this Patriot again supporting our shit. Thank you for that, and that allowed me to send the stuff out to him right away as well. This was kind of a screw up. You can see how the thing didn't so good. So figure he's blind. He ain't gonna tell. So I sent it to him, and he doesn't. Don't tell him. And then basically that one screwed up. So I cut it out of the middle and salvaged a little bit of it. It was an effort to try to get the horse to have legs and the guy to have like an arm, and then figure out which colors made it look right to look kind of three-dimensional. And he's pushing out a bunch of thank you pictures, which is awesome. He has a bunch of stuff that nobody can own because I only did limited runs of it so far. Then we got Enrique's pick as he's, I guess, letting it dry.
That looks so sweet.
Got DTP out here with a couple of different ammos.
oh,
Busy.
good passion.
Here, 15 rounds. Oh, he's also got Angelina patches, so he's suckering up.
Right now, he's in the lead.
And Dead Horse is in here. He likes. Do you like Arrow?
Oh yeah, I love Arrow.
Oh, you don't
I
like
think it's-
Hemlock, do you? Or is
What's
this
that?
Hemlock? This is
That's Keymod. That's Keymod. That's Dick Mod.
You don't like Hemlock, though, do you?
I like Keymod if it's done right. Like too many companies don't do it to actual spec, so then it's when it's not done right, it's really shitty. If it's done right, I don't have any problem with it.
All right, so he's definitely sucking up to two of the judges right now. And he's got a combat cock in there, but nobody weird is in here, so I don't know if he's going to get anything. Maybe Gary. I don't know if Gary affiliates with these kind of combat cocks.
Is that guy wearing Captain Kangaroo pants to carry all that stuff? Jesus Christ, I thought I was bad with my belt stuff.
Well, what's scary is, first off, this is a phone, right? And then that's a phone, right? And then that's like a radio or something. So
Yeah.
a couple of different communications things. Oh, here he says tablet, cell, and the radio. Radio's for work. We have to use the phones locked up because of working in a custom food. Oh, okay. I don't know what that's all about. But I was going to say, I'm just worried because he fishes so much that, yeah, that's a lot of weight. May never come up from a
That's it.
snag. But I've never, we should talk about sometime, maybe on a CCW day or something, the various wallet arrangements. Angelina can't. She's a girl. But the rest of us could talk about wallets because I've never used a little wallet like that.
That's pretty much what I use, but mine, it was like a little book. And
Your
then
purse.
no, I don't have a purse.
You got like
Mine
a book, I assume, and then all your credit cards are in with your checkbook, and then that has like a little snappy thing for all your coins and stuff.
I have literally, it's like a, I don't know, 6-inch by 4-inch, like book. It like just folds in half on one pocket. It's like 5 cards, the other pocket is like 5 cards, and that's it.
It sounds like you're, I don't know, like you threw the phone with kind of tetherball cord and it's spinning around a thing while you're talking.
Oh, I mean, I'm not, but
Yeah, you just turning her face away from the mic, that's all.
Yeah, it's like watching TV or watching whatever show. So
I
now
can't
we
really see that. Is that a sea camp?
no, it's a North American Arms. So
Oh.
this is Angry up there showing off his goofy little screwdriver bullets. I don't know. We can still be friends and stuff, but I don't know. Keep showing off his little gun. I don't know.
do you fire that at a screw to unscrew it?
Yeah, you can do that. A lot of times if you have to unscrew something from across the room, if you want to screw something in, you have to get a different gun with the backwards rifling.
Well, I agree with everybody else. Whatever you're carrying, that's a good gun. Because better to carry a bad gun than not carry any gun.
I mean, I like North American Arms, but I don't know about where they get off of this thing. But he likes it, and he likes his goofy bullets. So
Didn't those used to come in Cracker Jacks boxes in the
Exactly.
50s?
Then the kids kept like throwing them away, and they're like, let's quit putting them in there.
Yeah.
Cycle Camp, you would know more so than we would.
Yeah.
Now we got Clover Packs. I don't know. I missed this one. I don't know what this is all about. So,
Did he actually misspell his website name on there?
oh,
Yeah.
Well, that would be funny. Oh, you're right. It's got 2 A's in it.
Oh.
did I?
That's the Swedish spelling. Clover Katie.
He hangs out with Night Strike.
No.
That's
At
good.
least I don't have two
I'm
eyes.
voting for that one. That's obviously that just made my night.
I don't
That's
have
the
two
one I
eyes
gotta
or
vote
two
for.
Y's, okay?
Oh, this one's got it too.
Again,
It could be much worse. It could have been Clover Taco. So I could have went
Oh, that's true.
no attention to detail.
He's because he's got so much stuff going on. He's just constantly got stuff in the mix.
Maybe he registered Clover to ACK or .com.
Yeah, maybe he was having a stroke. Maybe we should worry about it. Now we got what he was sending stuff out to Pink, and you kind of get a scale. You know, that's a poker chip. They're like a uniform size, I think, right? Bigger than a silver dollar. So that's a decent size, like 3-inch patch. It's pretty big. Mike's MW Tacticals got. He gave Clover some, so he moved them out. And then I guess Angelina must have given him a patch too. So got a bunch, and then a HSF. What is this? How do I not remember? That's not high speed gear. What is this? See over here? Oh, Safety Harbor Firearm. So it just looks like another one from my. So this is the guy that runs Hank Strange show.
Oh. No, I think Safety Harbor is one of the guys that it's on Hank's show.
What's the okay, so what's the deal here? 140 degrees. I think that's too hot for your kid's room, and also I would think you let your kid stand up in his room.
I was just prepping him for basic training. So
You're like, hey, guess what? You get the attic room to yourself. And bad news. 140 degrees and you can't stand up there.
that's just me doing child abuse on my kids, making them build my gun room. So
That says 100.
He got the idea from the Harry Potter, Potter
100
movies.
Yeah, 148
Under the
degrees.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's fiber
Brutal.
insulation and hardly any airflow, so that had to be a fun afternoon. How long did that take?
All day, like cutting the plywood and laying it down, measuring, cutting, like all day.
You got the pictures in here though, were the finished ones? The finished ones look like a room up there. You did a pretty good job.
If you click on my page, if you click on
Let's go look at the finished one.
right there.
Looks like you got a lot of room back.
Damn, they did a good job.
Did you like say, hey, now you can live up here, and you can have one fan?
Yep. Well, now it's just more sound insulated, and it's just more, and it's thermally insulated, so it's not going to be near as hot and cold, and for sound and stuff, it's just going to be much more pleasant. I think it's already made a difference, and I'm still missing 2 walls, to my finished project. So, and it's already made a huge difference.
Imagine when you got heat in there, and now that heat won't just get lost. Same thing with cool, I'm assuming. Once you put cool in that room, now it can't just escape.
Right? Yep.
So what's the
That's
deal
the
with
idea.
it? Everybody was complimenting these the other day. We were talking about them in a chat behind your back.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, these are we did these custom patches for Black Butterfly ammunition. So we Pantone matched their logo. I mean, when I say we, what I really mean is I. So I Pantone color matched their logo, and then created their logo into a file that can be 3D cut with a CNC. And then there it is.
Right on. I think that's a neat one too when they do them like this, where the item is kind of buffered by the patch without being like super huge, because then when it's on a patch panel, these stand out a lot more than when they're really cluttered or like really packed in.
Yeah, and the that orange is really nice in person too. Really nice patch.
It's pretty good. So you're available for that kind of work? That's what it says over here.
Yeah, we're available for that kind of work. We do nice work, and try hard. Use brain.
So this is a surplus army. I think we've had them post before, but I don't know if they've ever participated in the show. What do you think what's up with those people that we've never heard from before, but they use our hashtag? Is it because our hashtag's so awesome? They're just trying to leech off an awesome hashtag or something?
It wasn't a repost?
No. Well, I don't think so. No, they look like they just used a bunch of code channels. Got a repost from Clover of pinks. That's usually beneficial. Then we got this Uzi picture from a million years ago. So here's my strategy on Instagram. Here's a little trick when you got 60,000 subs on Instagram and you're lazy. When somebody from like whatever scriggly line country will come along and click one of my old ass pictures, that's how I decide to repost a picture. If I like, oh, thanks for digging that one up for me, and then I'll just repost it. So there was no rhyme or reason to this one other than somebody in like Bangladesh clicked on it. So I reposted it. But it's got a bayonet on it. Most people are amazed that Uzis have bayonets. They're like
That's a good size one.
I'm not amazed.
They're like $140, but you can get them, and that's why there's that little gizmo underneath the bayonet.
I'm just shocked and appalled at the assaultiness of that weapon. Oh my God!
I want one.
I gotta go to my safe space.
It doesn't even have the long mag, so and there's engraved. But that's how you go in SVR.
I need one because it has a bayonet.
Yeah, they're neat, and they're super solid. Or I wouldn't want to be poked by an Uzi bayonet. Here's a neat one. Official Slim Cowboy. I'm all about the flints, as opposed to percussions, and it's a nice looking tomahawk.
So that's circa what, 17th, 18th century?
No idea. I think this is
Well, the 18th century is the 1700s, so I would say late 1700s, early 1800s.
maybe.
Okay, so 18th.
Hey, and those are getting hard to find because so many of them have been converted to percussion cap. I was trying to find a pistol at Tulsa that was a reasonable price, and man, I couldn't touch one for under $600, which I'm not going to spend for a flintlock.
Are you talking a real old one? Because I'm thinking these are modern replicas, right?
I can't tell from the picture.
I just think they look way too clear. I've never
As a
seen
modern replica to have that.
There's no way that's an old one. There's no way, dude. They're all
With the brass
wicked.
knob on the bottom like that?
What?
On the bottom of the chicken head grip, see the brass knob on that?
Yeah.
That's a kind of neat feature for a modern one.
Oh, it's definitely an elaborate modern one, but this stuff looks way too clean. I mean, I've seen old pirate guns and shit, and they look like you hobbled them together on a...
No, they sell that same one like at Cabela's, like with the brass cap, like literally that exact one. Like,
Yeah,
that's definitely one.
it's neat looking, and it looks like the kind back in the day where this was designed to knock somebody in the head once it was empty.
Yeah.
Designed to be a club, so that's kind of a cool combo there.
I do like the picture.
And it's a 50 cal. So there you go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a 50 cal.
It doesn't say there. You're just knowing that from seeing it for sale.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Oh shit! What happened? Here?
Uh-oh.
If you, no, we're almost at the end anyway. So this was a 2018 gun rights pre-primary candidate survey from Minnesota Gun Rights pre-primary survey results. So that's going out from Early Watch MN, which is, I'm guessing, Minnesota. And that's the Early Watch effort for the Early Watch show. Happens most every morning when me and Tony are around to do it. And the Early Watch Nation is a bunch of people that participate in getting information to Tony and Jimmy when he's there from these various states as like play in zone, right? Everybody's already there watching their local and state level stuff. They funnel it into the guys. They talk about it each morning. At least that's the idea. And this is an effort towards that. And I'm guessing they tagged our show for just to have us talk about it, I guess, or maybe to get some people to click on it. But it doesn't look like, well, I mean, if you're in Minnesota, you're going to go care about that really bad because it's voting right now. But it doesn't look like it's anything we can help with. It's just to learn about the people in Minnesota, right? And then what do we got here? This must be the person that Clover had on.
Yeah.
And then I think we're back up to, what is all this? Sounds like something ghosted. These are old. Okay. So that's there's Clover's thing. We already looked at that. I guess so. It says May 28th. All right. So I guess we're going back through here to here-ish. So let's see, left to right. We'll go Angelina.
I'm going to vote for Russ's dog right there.
This little bulldog puppy who's looking out from underneath of there.
Isn't there a second pick on that? I think there was a second pick that you can click over on that.
No, he had another one that was darker, but I think it was just a second pick on his channel because I don't see it tagged on here. But there was a second pick, yeah, because I thought I was going to steal that dog. Cycle.
Oh, I definitely got to go with the Clover talk. That was just
no. Or I guess it doesn't matter because there are two separate ones. So you got the hustle.
Well, blue's my favorite color, so go with the blue one.
Okay. Dead horse. Dead horse.
Oh, I'm sorry, Enrique, the Beretta, because he kind of detailed that whole project and laid it out for us. And I enjoy following people's little projects like that from start to finish. And he just did a really, really good job.
So in the one, there's a couple like the pre, and then there's these in the middle of painting.
I'd have to say the finished one, you know, because that's the end result, right? So the FDE Beretta one, you're right there, yeah. Because it's got a gun channels patch, it's got the every second matters.
That's a good point. Gary.
Well, I was going to pick something else, but I do like that Beretta. I'm going to vote for that one.
Same one. Now it's
winning. It won't win because it doesn't have a dog in it, though.
Night Strike.
I'm going to go with the Clover Talk. The blue one.
The blue one. Now it's a two-way tie. So I could go with any of these, but I'm going to go with the dog. So now it's a three-way tie. So now we can go to the audience. And if they've been aware that this is going to turn into a tie, they'd be already voting. So we got Clover. Twice.
Time for me to start stuffing the ballot box here.
We got another one for Enrique's Beretta. Dudley is voting for one that doesn't exist. No, now he's voting for Enrique. So it looks like we're going to see a Beretta win. No dogs. Nobody's saying dog. Oh, there's another Enrique. So it looks like Enrique's winning this one with his Beretta. Oh, yeah, there's another one. Patriots voting for his patch. And we got one vote for the dog from No, who's biased. It's very dog biased.
I think the dog won.
So No's out there. I'm assuming I'll be able to bring this little white dog over to No's place and then get a camera down underneath the bottom of the pool. And assuming this dog will do it, jump in the pool and then get a picture of that dog swimming through the pool. And that'll be neat because she's got hair all over the place. So
I want you to attach like a dollar bill to a fishing line and like recreate the Nirvana logo, like the album logo with the dog.
Me a baby puppy though, and do it with like a dog biscuit or with a dollar.
Dog biscuit.
Dog biscuit kind of stretching, but the dollar bill doesn't make as much sense.
Like a piece of bacon. There.
Oh snap! So it looks like Enrique won. So there you go. Congratulations. I guess I'll go tell him this thing there that he is the winner. Oh, whatever.
And he has pictures of him finishing that on his photo album on Gun Channels too.
Yeah,
exactly. Gun Channels members can go and look at friend Enrique and look at more. I think he has more pictures on there than what he does on his Instagram.
Yeah, because you can put like the booth that he made and it's like kind of sunshade. Yeah.
So you can see behind the scenes of him actually like doing that stuff with that gun, you know, by going to Gun Channels. signing up for free.
So I appreciate that, because that is a good idea. And I'm also going to drop the link in here since I'm closing my windows down here. I'm going to drop a link to Gunstreamer. I think I just linked to the latest videos, which is when I'm going to screen share again. When I go over to Gunstreamer, that's the way I like to watch it. Because if you just go to the main page, it's telling you what's trending, which hasn't changed, and I don't care about the same 8 videos. It tells you what's top, and that's the same situation. They don't change. And then I get what I'm subscribed to, which is handy. But anyway, I can also just go up here to latest videos, and then I just see what's new. And since it's a small enough platform, we actually get to see a pretty good list. Every once in a while, they'll drop like a whole channel over here, and it'll, I've done it myself, where it'll fill the whole page with videos. But for the most part, when you click on latest, you'll get a pretty good mix of who's available over there. But I'm going to suggest is take that link and go subscribe to some of the people you're familiar with. Give them some encouragement and give them some numbers. This is an interesting, again, time to be on these platforms. So I'm clicking on Clover, for example. First off, we can go see who he's liked. Well, he's only liked 1, but we can see who people have liked, and that helps you get an idea of who's using the platforms. But then by subscribing to his channel and liking some of his videos, let's take a look at the channels tab up here on Gunstreamer. The largest channel on Gunstreamer has 700 subscribers. So it drops really quick to the second, only has 350, so half as many subscribers. And then it drops down really quickly to like in under 100 by the time you get down to here, pretty much. So some of these that are over 100 subscribers have been some of the first people that joined, and they haven't posted in 3 or 4 months. So it's not going to be impossible to bypass some of the largest channels on here. And if we look down here, we've got Ghost is right up here with 48. 904 used to hang out on gun channels, has 46. Clover's right here with 29. Some of these other names you might be familiar with. And Travis, right, Budget Guns and Gear. So by efforting, how many people we got on gun channels right now? We got 21 people watching. If we were to give another 41 here to Budget, it'd bring them way up past Clover, up to almost Ghost. If we were to give Ghost another 20, which probably a lot of you already subscribed, but still, get Ghost up here into the 60s, and that takes them right up to the 3rd or 4th line already. So I think that the community of people that we've got that watch these live shows and stuff, we can make a pretty big indention or a pretty big effect over on the Gunstreamer still, since it's a new platform. And yeah, let's see this stuff shuffle. And again, what I like to do is check out latest videos. Maybe twice a day I'll come in here and look, and I see Clover just posted a video. I already did it, but give them a thumbs up and maybe a comment or something. And that's the kind of stuff on a new platform like this that's really going to be, make Clover's videos stand out and get them recommended over here and that kind of thing. So anyway, another encouragement to go use Gunstreamer and to subscribe to some of the channels you're familiar with. Did we ever come up with a gun shop of the day or a gun movie? Now
I've got a gun shop.
We parted around too long on the hashtag, so what's the gun shop today?
All right, it's one that's here in South Carolina. It's not Palmetto State Armory, so don't bust me for that. But this one's called the Ammo Dump. It's at 890 Baconsbridge Road in Summerville, South Carolina. It's a small shop. They don't have everything out on their storefront, but they do have. Here, you want to see 360 view of the shop? Here it is. See that?
Very cool.
Yeah. They also do insurance and U-Haul stuff too, because they're diversifying their business, but still they do consignment as well. So I've been here a couple times. What's up?
I was gonna say I dig shops like this size and this kind of layout because whatever's in that box on the floor, depending on what it is, it might not be there next time, and there'll be 2 other boxes, or there'll be nothing there next time. You know what I mean? Like these kind of shops will buy somebody's collection of stuff. They'll have really interesting stuff out, and then it's just gone, and you'll never see it again. As opposed to like a shop that always has the newest guns, always has whatever ammo you're looking for, and maybe they're low on the shelf, but they've always got it. This looks like more the kind of place where it's worth checking out, like on a schedule or on some kind of a pattern, so that you check it often.
I go to these guys when I get something off of Davidson's Gun Genie, because they're one of the licensed FFLs in the area that deal with Davidson's. So I go to these guys occasionally, not often, but they're pretty good.
What's that thing on the floor next to the cabinet there? Brown thing.
It looks like a space heater. Like an old space heater.
Dehumidifier, maybe?
Maybe.
Can that 360 zoom in? Oh yeah, that's a humidifier.
That's a space heater.
Oh yeah.
Nope, that's a dehumidifier. I got one that looks exactly like that.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, is it kind of like a pawn shop then? Pawn shop kind of stuff?
No, it doesn't. It's not a pawn shop. You can sell guns to them, and they'll do consignments as well. But they're primarily a gun shop, and they do a couple other things on the side, like insurance and U-Haul.
Yeah. So, what are you saying, Angelina?
How old is that thing?
This image?
No, the humidifier.
I don't know. Probably 80s.
Dehumidifier.
Well, you have one, so how old is yours?
Oh God, I got one that has a wood tone pretend front like that in my basement. It's probably 25, 30 years old.
Dang.
I had to replace the fan in it once, but other than that, it's still going strong.
So, all right.
Good little shop. I like shops that do consignment, because that's when you can find the old cool guns, whether they've been sportsterized or if they're just milsurps that were hanging around in somebody's closet. You know, if they don't take consignment guns, you never find that kind of stuff, because most regular places, even if they buy guns, they won't buy really old crappy guns like that because there's no markup on them.
I occasionally go into this store before I go to PSA, because it's actually on the way to PSA. So,
there you go.
I stop in to see what kind of neat things they have, and if they don't have anything that catches my eye, well, obviously I go to PSA. But
do they have boxes of new old stock ammo behind the counter?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. See, my other favorite gun shop, New England Gun Exchange, the same way. All the regular expensive ammo is out there on the regular shelves, but they have a bunch of really old stuff for some of the weirder calibers and stuff, behind the counter where you can still get it.
Yeah, in the room here on the left-hand side, they've got a little cubby hole of old stock ammo as well.
Ooh.
So.
That's a special room for the adults only.
Yes. So. This is the shop I go to occasionally, so here we go. Here's their Facebook page. If you are in South Carolina, check them out. If you're in Somerville, definitely check them out. So it's 890 Baconsbridge Road, Suite 3, Somerville, South Carolina. So there we go. So
I'm going to continue on the gun shop of the day topic, because that is one of the reasons we started doing the show on a daily basis. And one of the projects I did, one of the reasons I'm thinking about GunStreamer today, is because I spent some time basically pushing videos up off of YouTube over to GunStreamer, and I just wanted to let people know how that works. So we're on GunStreamer. I'm on my channel on GunStreamer, I guess. Gunstreamer.com/@gun websites. I didn't even know that was a thing, but somehow they crammed an @ into the URL. Anyhow, so that's how you find it on the GunStreamer. And the way it sets up now is you've got your videos just sorted in reverse order. So the most recent one first, and then it just digs back, 500 videos or something I've got up here now. So then we've got playlists, and then you've got the liked videos. So if you're looking for some of the gun channels people and stuff on here, I try to like their videos as soon as I see them over there. There's a couple other people like El Tienda that don't post on gun channels, but they seem like good people. Armed and Feminine, really liked her stuff, and a couple others. And then Mike, hopefully, will be starting to chat on gun channels. But anyways, you can get some leads on some of the interesting channels over there from my liked videos, and then double check their liked videos, right? Anyway, then there's an about page or whatever. And if you're going to be using GunStreamer, I encourage you to get to your about page and fill it out, because not very many channels are doing that. And again, that'll just set you apart from some of the others. To get to the about, go up to your channel and click on edit. And when that opens up, this part is your about, and then your first and last name is your channel name. So don't put your first and last name in here. If that's why your first and last name is in there, that's why it's showing up as your first and last name over here. So it's a little clunky as far as that interface. But what I wanted to show you is the playlists. And I did spend some time posting a bunch of videos. So I've got 28 gun shop videos today, another 6 museums and 2 surplus stores, and I guess 5 shooting ranges and 2 gun shows. So I posted all that stuff. It all also went up under the gun show loophole tour, wherever that is, playlist as well. But if somebody wants to jump in and check out some of the gun shops that we featured over the whatever 600 something episodes of this show, and on the gun show loophole tour, there's a playlist over here on GunStreamer where you can dig into those. And because these are now available on GunStreamer, I can start to distribute these out to the website where they all live, which is gun show loophole, not gun show loophole tour. It's actually the gunshopguide.com. So right now, these all of these gun shops that we visited.
On the gun show loophole tour, we're taking a look at a little gun shop outside of San Antonio.
Shut that up. All of these things here have had videos associated with them over the year now, and they all got killed on YouTube. So thanks to GunStreamer, I'm going to be able to put all these videos back on all these different gun shop reviews. And thanks to my Patreons, the Patreons of the gun websites projects, I'm going to have time to do that. And then as I fresh up their pages, we'll be contacting them. And our goal is to have as many of the owners of these shops on as interview on this show as possible. So that is some of what we're efforting to do. And eventually we'll be getting there thanks to, again, some of the other resources that we have out there like GunStreamer. All right, so that's that. And then I want to say, I don't know if I've mentioned it on this show or not yet, but I want to say thanks to Angelina for hooking me up. She found a place to get the Adobe software. Pretty massive discount, pretty much the same discount that I would have got if I had a student ID somewhere. And it's all legit. And I got a economy subscription to it for a year. It's not cheap. It's $30 a month, but it's a lot cheaper than the other way. So I really appreciate that. It couldn't have worked out better. Like, obviously everybody knows from my bitching and moaning that the Adobe stopped and I couldn't quite deal with the video software. It wasn't going to work. So it sure is comfortable being back into software I'm familiar with. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thanks to Adobe for marketing emails.
Yeah, that's scary. Did Skynet know that I'm bitching and moaning about Adobe?
It must, you know what? My Alexa must have heard it.
Yes, so thanks, Skynet robots and hockey pucks that are made out of magical computer brains.
All right, so I have a gun movie of the day.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
I thought we were going to ask you to pick one of the males to come up with a movie.
No, you know, I felt like I never seen a movie, and what could I turn into a gun movie? So I've done it. So here we've got Back to the Future. And I found this cool website that tells you about the guns.
Did you just knock like 3 or 4 things off of a counter trying to screen share?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
That was me.
I was trying to figure out how you knocked over a bunch of glasses and cups trying to screen share.
I don't know.
No, that's the sound of a through the door automatic ice maker.
Oh, all right. Well, so yeah, so our gun movie of the day is Back to the Future. This website here, range365.com, tells you all about the guns used in Back to the Future. So we got an AK here. It says an AKM rifle. We got a, I don't know, single action army probably. some more the AKM jams. So a shotgun. What kind of shotgun? Parker 1878. All right, so what do you guys think about this? Oh, look at this. All right, so Cycle Camp. How many thumbs?
I turned the sound off so I wouldn't bother you while I was in the kitchen. Yeah, I've seen the movie. I thought it was actually pretty good. It's a lot of fun. I love Mary Steenburgen. That's why I'll watch her in anything.
Well,
But yeah, I'll give you a solid thumb on that. I mean, it's a good movie. It's not exactly a gun movie, but there's a lot of guns in it. So I'll give you one thumb.
So
all
we're
right.
talking specifically the Old West Back to the Future.
Yes, yeah, because I like old guns. Yeah.
All right, so G-Webs.
I have not seen the Back to the Futures, any of them, in forever. So the Old West one, I was surprised how many guns was mentioned there. But I'm going to give it one for sure. And I could potentially be talked into more because if I remember right, I like the Western version of Back to the Future.
Okay, well, it has Leah Thompson in it, and she's in Red Dawn, so it should get a couple points for that.
Yeah, that gets at least a little bit more thumb.
I mean, how often do you get to see a steam engine pushing a DeLorean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And Hugh Lewis is in it.
Even though that's happening, and Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox is the reason I don't like those movies. I don't like that guy.
Well, I think it's like that's at least a thumb and a half, so I'll go with that. Dead Horse.
Thumb-ish.
Oh, it gets 2 thumbs, especially because of Leah Thompson from Howard the Duck was in it. So yeah.
That's what's up, Gary.
Yeah. I like it.
How many thumbs?
Oh, 3 at least.
All right, sweet. That's a thumb and a wiener. Or two.
Normally go to 2 thumbs. I don't know where you're getting a third thumb.
Well, I liked it that much.
You've been working in that place too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, little gizzard doesn't count.
Counts. It counts. Night Strike.
I'm going to give it 2 thumbs. It's actually, the Back to the Future movies are some of my favorite movies. So, yeah.
So which model Winchester is that guy holding right there? I don't think so.
Yeah, but you see that crazy steampunk one with the optics and stuff?
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Winchester Yellow Boy, 1866 Yellow Boy.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
With the 0 eye relief. Very good at that.
So it's a -1 eye relief. You actually have to stick your eye in the glass.
There's Marty. All right, so I give it also 2 thumbs and a wiener. So yeah, I mean, I hope everyone's seen it. Great movies, some of my favorites actually. Third one not so much, but we'll love it anyway. Yeah, the 80s, man. What do you say? Good times. All right, so history.
Dang, why don't I ever do the history ahead of time? Now I'm going to sit here reading this history thing for like a half minute.
Yeah, kind of hard to follow, Doc and all those guys.
Yeah, G-Webs, you should have gotten a DeLorean.
Yeah, I was sitting here looking at the screen like a sucker instead of looking at history like I should have been.
All right, so I mean,
I always like to look at the first one because it's always interesting. So 1517, this is June 11th. June 11th, 1517, Sir Thomas Pert reached Hudson Bay. So people with calendars and their English language or whatever reached Hudson Bay in 1517. That's a shit ton a long time ago. Anyway, so.
Yeah.
1804, Burr slays Hamilton.
Ho. Nice, Dead Horse. Did you talk earlier today about a situation where the Declaration of Independence was read for the first time?
Last night. Yeah.
So we missed that in the Daily Gun Show. Do you mind doing that? Because we didn't have a Daily Gun Show yesterday. Do you mind mentioning that one? Because I thought that was awesome.
Okay. Yeah. So on July 9th, the Declaration of Independence was first read.
Hold on, July 9th, 1776.
1776 to George Washington and his troops in New York. And they were not him and his troops and citizens were so motivated. They marched to a park in Manhattan and tore down a huge statue of King Henry on top of a horse, like a life-size statue. And the next day, July 10th, melted it down into musket balls. And because they kept such good record keeping, they knew that statue made 40,000 and change. I can't remember the exact numbers, like 40,300 or something musket balls. But they had it down to them per musket ball. And then guess who they used those musket balls against, right? So it was kind of the ultimate fuck you. And that event of tearing down that statue really sparked our independence. I really did. That motivated people all around to join the cause.
Right on. I thought that one was cool. So that was 1776. I interrupted Angelina. Was going to say something. 1800.
It was 1804. Burr slays Hamilton in a duel.
Oh snap! I remember we've had a couple of duels here. Was that the last one? I know at some point some famous duel happened and then they outlawed them. I think.
I don't know. Maybe.
So maybe that's the first anti-gun law. Maybe we should be petitioning for dueling again. There'd be a lot less lip people had dueling as a result. All right, so that ended it. Oh, look at this. 1944, USS Missouri, the last battleship built by the United States Navy and future site of the signing of Japanese Instrument of Surrender, is commissioned. So 1944, the last United States battleship was commissioned. Commissioned means they smash this champagne on it and throw it in the water, not they're going to start making it, right?
Right.
Like it's done, it's being floated for the first time. All right, so yeah.
It's entering active service.
Okay. So oh yuck. Today 1963, June 11th, 1963, Buddhist monk, what's his name, publicly burns himself in a plea to show charity and compassion to all religions. That was pretty gross. But everybody's, at least when I was a kid, I remember that picture being pretty iconic.
Yeah.
Pretty horrible. So, man, there's a ton of stuff. They embolden some of these, like they put them in bold, but they're not always the good ones.
1914, Babe Ruth makes MLB debut.
1991, Microsoft released DOS 5.0. 91. Ugh. So, fuck from the Oklahoma City bombing was killed today, executed 2001. I didn't even know that. I figured he was just still sitting somewhere. So that's interesting.
1945 was the first time napalm was used.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. Luzon. American forces dropped thousands of napalm bombs on Japanese pockets in the Sierra Madre and Kiangan area.
Huh.
That's pretty scary. I didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah, I thought it was from Vietnam era myself. So this must be the 1st Marine Division did it. Assuming. Because they had when they were fighting on Okinawa today. 45. As you say 45, right?
Yeah, 45. That's what it said anyway.
They must have figured it out maybe with all the war stuff. You know, maybe somebody did something and went, hey, look what happened to this gasoline. I don't know. So quite a few Medal of Honors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19 or 20. That's quite a few. Looks like a lot of them were in the 18s, but some of these were 19 as well. So I'm guessing some of them had to do with that World War II situation. All right. So which website are we looking at for the military thing? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Who gave us this website? Is it Dead Horse?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, Dead Horse. I'm going to drop it everywhere so people can look at it. It's from 2005, but ignore that and just go to the date or the calendar and click on the date. It blows mine away to some extent because there's so much more stuff on it that's military, but mine is a little more focused on gun stuff. This one is definitely in depth for military. It's awesome.
Well, and it's got other interesting stuff like the Telstar satellite in 1962.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually go through this. I mean, I'd love to have the time to go through this and take things that are great from here and fill in gaps on ours gun calendars. But I also like to do a lot of things. So all right, so that was our history today. Do we have anything on the big history and our stuff? No. But next Thursday is the 19th, and that'll be Samuel Colt's birthday, and that's the last day for the cards. So we do have have I already plugged the cards tonight on this show? I don't think I did. So I'm going to do that. We have a deck of cards that we're running on Indiegogo. It's a crowdfunding campaign, and a couple of goals. One is to create another piece of 2A stuff, creation of 2A themed history, I guess, that is bringing this firearms inventors to life in a different way than a book or a website or something. And it's also a fundraising campaign. And ideally, it looks like we're probably going to reach the goal without, knocking on wood here or whatever. But it'd be great if we could get to 1,000 decks and have these printed in the United States. It is set up so that we won't lose any money. So I really do appreciate all the people. 47 people already have backed this campaign. Some of them to the level of $250. They asked us to turn on that $250 one, and a couple of people have already done that. Can't thank you enough. We'll definitely make it worth your while with as much extras as we can. Hoping Angelina will help us out with some of that. And again, it's a fundraising effort, but also an effort to get Second Amendment stuff up on Indiegogo. Did I post it today? I think I posted it on Instagram the other day. Just as I'm looking around on Instagram, on Indiegogo to see what kind of stuff is out there. I'll search for gun, right? And here's our thing. At the time we were at $300. There was this a rock and roll musical benefiting Everytown for gun safety. So whatever that is, they raised $4,000 with a month left for a dancing thing. So then you get this sock gun violence, and they get gun violence on the internet on another platform. So when we're battling this stuff, one way to battle it is to have an individual conversation with someone. Another way to battle it is to be an advocate and to throw your money at organizations that do good work. The way I try to battle it is by every time I see gun violence up there, I want one of my things up there saying 2A history and thank you for your interest in our history of our country and that kind of shit. So this kind of shit bothers me. Of course, it bothers me when they're at $3,200. They were asking for a lot more, I guess, for some kind of socks that hate guns or I don't know what. But anyhow, then they had this film from Europe where, again, Trigger and blah, 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 making guns the bad guy or something. They raised some sort of goofy money. And then Drop Gun is some sort of Afghanistan thing. So, again, just a bunch of negative shit out there. Very few positive ones and very few positive ones that get funded anywhere near as big. So it's just an effort to keep guns on every platform, and they don't get to own the crowdfunding ones, just like they're not owning the Patreon, thanks to a lot of people like Night Strike, who's got a Patreon up there for GunTube. So check that out. And, so he's putting his effort out there on a platform that's used by, I don't know what they said, 100,000 people actively use Patreon. So this is an effort to put a 2A project out there and in a way that's interesting. It's not just like, hey, here's a gun, put it in your hand or go shoot something. This is just history and it's playing cards and it's fun and hopefully, fun to play poker with or something for us too. So that's enough plugging. We would appreciate anybody who can to grab a deck. We would like to get the decks made in the United States. But if you can't or you don't want to, I totally understand. And please help share it. It looks like we have only 11 shares on Facebook. Even if we had the 47 people who are participating share it on their Facebook, that's going to take us ×4 here. And that additional coverage is the kind of stuff I can't pay for. I don't have the funds to go pay Facebook, and I honestly don't want to. I don't like Facebook. I'd rather put an ad on GunTube or something. But so that can help out a lot. I don't even use Twitter. I'm burping and saying Twitter at the same time. I don't even use Twitter. So anybody can help on Twitter would be appreciated. I don't use Facebook for most part, so any help over there is appreciated. I do use Instagram, so I see when people are helping us out over there. I appreciate the people that repost, because I certainly don't have as much reach as everybody does. So all this little stuff helps. You never know. If you bring in another person that can drop $250, I certainly don't have $250, but somebody did out there to drop $250 on our cards. You never know if you're the person that helps reach another person like that. I mean, that's helping us out a lot. So we really do appreciate it. And this is the way that we try to keep our funds around to do our projects and get on the road and that kind of thing. And depending on how much reach we get, we'll see how much we can raise. But we do appreciate the efforts of everyone that keeps our projects going. And like I say, we try to do it in a way that's not just begging for money or asking you to just contribute. We try to do things that you can get something in return for, in addition to all of our awesome programming. What's this called?
Of course.
It would be programming if we were trying to program you. It's just a conversation about guns. We're just reading the internal chat. I guess we're done. So we've had a lot of people stick through the end. I really do appreciate that. Sometimes people end up leaving because we're on so late. But thanks to everybody who was on the panel. Angelina, anything coming up? Am I forgetting anything? I think we did it all. Anyway, any new patches or anything coming out?
Just we restocked on our American flags that are American made. So yeah.
But they're like, you just used whatever colors for that. Like you just used a version of red, right?
No, we actually, so get this, there's official colors for the flag of the United States of America. And I put like 4 hours into making sure that it came out perfect. So all of these flags are like color accurate. And they're made in the United States. So grab a flag at owlandanchor.com.
Cycle, anything coming up besides your, well, you already did that. Anything new?
No, I updated the calendar with the corrected date for the big picnic that CCDL is going to have. And I think that's in late August. But other than that, not much going on. Just, it's the shooting season, so I'm out there whacking away. I shot a miserable bullseye round today with 22s, but what are you going to do? You can't shoot right all the time.
So you shoot competitively and you shoot often, and you like to collect interesting firearms. Do you ever mix that and then bring an odd or a unique gun to shoot competitively, or do you stick with the tools?
Well, we have specialty matches just for that. As a matter of fact, I took second place 2 weekends ago in the pre-1890 match. I shot a Springfield an 1873 trapdoor in 4570 that was actually manufactured in 1876, and I took second place. 100 yards open sights.
Very cool. So I was going to say that's like bullseye at a distance.
Yeah, bullseye at 100 yards distance with the 4570.
Sounds like fun.
And of course we have Garand matches and AR-15 matches and M1 carbine matches, and when I shoot regular high power, we have what we call a high power match. I use a Swiss K31 for that because that thing's a tack driver. So I bring, stuff that works, and sometimes it's the old stuff that works the best.
Yeah, that brings up a few questions I want to bring up now, I guess, because it's late, but maybe sometime on Thursday when we're looking for topics, we can delve into some of those competition matches that you shoot. Because
yep.
a couple of questions come to mind there. All right. So, Dead Horse, anything? Any shows? You got your Thursday show? Are you back on 556 History this week yet? Some of us are.
Yep, we should be back on 556 History, and I'm more stable now. I got more of the stuff I need to get situated. So, yeah. So tomorrow night at 7:00, gunchannels.com.
Right on. Gary, you got your air conditioning back tomorrow, or do you got to go back to more unair conditioned?
They got it back on about an hour before quitting time, so it started cooling back down. So life is good again.
Right on. Well, anything coming up on the channels? I saw you dropped a link to your streamer. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, well, not a whole lot going on right now, but I'm looking to get some shows going on maybe. I do appreciate the invite.
Always, yeah. Thanks for jumping in.
You bet.
And Night Strike, anything happen new at the tubes?
No, just some videos, some normal random videos on YouTube, and working on the Midnight Oil on GunTube.
Right on. I've got a banner thing running on the top of Gun Channels right now. In fact, I'm going to take a second and plug that. So I'm going to screen share again. So if you log into Gun Channels as a member, and yeah, I think you have to be a member, and you're going to see this banner. Right now it's telling you make yourself a thing and then or an image, and I'll stick it here. And of course, because we're trying to watch it, it's going to come up 100 times in a row. Okay, there you go. So there's a hit or miss one. All I did is go to your site. Whoever over here has an actual banner set up already, and you guys have a banner, and I just took a chunk of it. But if you see a banner there, feel free, if you want to make up a better banner or a banner that has your times or something, anything, any message you want, let me know and I'll swap the banner out. I just used a banner to get some stuff up there. But anyway, so I was going to mention that we do have this banner here, and if you're doing anything on Gun Channels, or if you know of something that's worthy of putting up here, you'll notice it's not like, I didn't build Gun Channels to have a banner for you to go buy shit up here. It's not to tell you to go buy a new kind of magazine or a different pistol grip, but it's to show you some of the channels that are putting effort out there and stuff. And I'd like to, promote as much as we can with the people on Gun Channels. But if there's people out there that or efforts out there that are off Gun Channels, feel free to let us know, and let Night Strike know, let me know, let other people that are moderators over here, and because we've got the space there. But anyway, I was going to tell Night Strike, if you want, I'd like to talk to you about that, because I think it'd be neat to have, maybe you can just run your own ads over there on the tube instead of being beholden to some of these other jerks that are anti-gun.
Yeah.
I don't know if you looked into that. Anyway, so that was an opportunity to plug that. Anyway, so then, I don't know, I interrupted you there, but do you got anything coming up on your channel? You've been posting stuff from Wanamaker quite a bit lately.
Yeah, I've been able to recover a lot of the video I took from a hard drive that failed on me. So I'm trying to get everything I took in Tulsa out there, but again, you know how it is with editing video. It's one of the things I hate doing, but I'm doing it. So check for more videos.
And then our stuff, of course, is our stuff. So thanks for being here. Tomorrow is Thursday. So assuming we're both awake, Tony and I will do early watch in the morning. And then Knives does a long format open show. Anybody can jump into and chat about guns or whatever's on your mind. Quite a few people jump in while they're at work or while we're doing our stuff on the computers. In the afternoons or evenings, the regular shows start up. C4 Defense, Sarge has a show starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Yankee show with me and Matt will be at 10 p.m. Eastern. Am I missing one here? Clover does one, I guess, at 11. I feel like I'm missing one, though. And then our show will be back at midnight. I might be missing one. And
Tardot
do a Thursday show now? I'm flipping over to the other schedule, so I feel like I'm missing. Yes, Jesmela had one set up for Thursdays, perhaps live, but I don't know if he's been doing that one or not. So
he's been on vacation.
Yeah. So there's lots of stuff happening. If you want to add something to the mix, feel free. Looks like Brandon has a lobby opened up over there, or at least he's putting a link up to a lobby after this show. I don't know. Is anybody chiming in with I'll do a live thing or anything. No, nobody's chatting with that. So we'll see. Maybe it'll just be Brandon's. Maybe somebody will come along. I don't see any of the regulars. I don't see Tater out there. Angelina's not saying anything, so maybe.
I think Dead Horse is doing a show lobby.
I think I am too. Yeah, I think we were gonna do another Gun Channels After Dark show.
Oh, okay. So yesterday was kind of a neat one. We didn't do this show yesterday because I fell asleep and nobody woke me up. So you guys did some sort of a thing with Woods, where you were not asked normal new member questions. Like Foos and a bunch of people came up with a bunch of new member questions. I think like in the second year of Gun Channels. It was a long time ago. Foos has been around since the beginning. So basically, when somebody new would come to Gun Channels and start hanging out in a live chat, they came up with these questions, and they're just basic questions that shooters would ask each other, I guess, at the range or at a gun show or something, right? So, Angelina, you've been asked the questions, right?
Yeah, I got asked the question.
Cycle, you've been asked those questions?
I don't recall.
Dead Horse, have you been asked those questions? The real ones, the basic ones, or the official legit ones?
Yes, I have.
Gary?
Yep, the first day I was on live chat.
And then Night Strike, I know you asked the questions quite a bit. Have you ever been asked them?
Yeah, I think it was like within like the first 3 or 4 days I started jumping in these chats. I was asked.
Right on. And I think that's been a neat thing. Nobody really came up with that. I think, like I say, Foods and somebody were asking somebody that was a new person to the chats, and that's a dynamic that we've had way before Gun Channels. Just as we were chatting on YouTube together, when somebody new would come to the mix and they'd be a regular, people would ask them, what do they like to shoot? You know, what's their deal? What's their story? Where are you from? So those kind of just generic questions that you might, you know, kind of help. It helps someone introduce themselves to the group, I guess. And because of the way that we do these with the live shows that get recorded and then rendered and then archived, it's possible for people to go back. In fact, it might be a neat project for someone who's interested in doing something but doesn't have, you know, access to new computers or fancy guns. You could dig back and find just those interviews. Nobody would care if you took those interviews from their live shows and just reposted them over on Gunstreamer or guntube.org and make a library of all the Gun Channels members' interview questions. But anyway, so there's this group of questions that people ask. I don't know, how many is it? 25 questions? 10 questions? It takes a little while to ask them all, and it's usually pretty interesting when people answer them. So anyway, you guys took that and spun it around a little bit. What did you do last night?
I'll let Angelina explain. I think she can probably explain it better than I can.
We had Dano, first of all. He was our guest of honor. So we were lucky enough to have him on the show. And we went around the room and everyone asked a question directed at Dano. And then the caveat to it is the question you ask Dano, the entire panel has to answer after, and you also have to answer it. So, yeah.
And then we kind of judge everyone's questions, like,
So
against Dano's, or everyone's answers against Dano's answer to see if Dano's like, you know, like if you know, like what level he's on, right?
Yeah, so sometimes he won, sometimes he didn't win. Sometimes someone else won. So
Overall, he lost.
I think he did all right.
So there's consequences and correct and incorrect answers to these questions then.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much judged by a jury of your peers, so it's a good time. So I guess that'll be going on again tonight. Who will be the first victim? I don't know, but we'll decide then.
Like, who would have thought there was so many Gun Channels members? I never would have guessed that.
And what?
To Dr. Pepper, like, it seems like every like based on the panel we had, every Gun Channels member was like, oh, like Dr. Pepper's the best thing ever. I never would have guessed that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, T-Money's from Texas, so of course his was going to be Dr. Pepper. But pretty much everyone else's was too.
I lived in Texas also when I was a little baby, and I am also addicted to Dr. Pepper because it's the best one.
Probably because you were in Texas.
I imagine they probably did something to me. I do have scars on my arms that I was told was from the Army, but maybe it was from Vietnam.
It was probably your indoctrination to Texasism.
All right, well, that sounds like an interesting show that'll be happening after this one. So can you imagine, whatever time it is where you're at now, there's still more live stuff. So we'll start live in the morning, and then we'll go live all day with Knives, go live through the primetime stuff, the people that have their shows listed on Gun Channels, and then we do this live show at night, and then it gets into the after chat. So Gun Channels is a pretty fun place. Thanks everybody for making it what it is. Does anybody have a quote for tonight?
I got a short one.
That'll work.
I like this quote because it's from a very interesting individual, but I won't tell you who said it until after I read it.
Mm.
The philosophy of gun control. Teenagers are roaring through town at 90 miles an hour where the speed limit is 25. Your solution is to lower the speed limit to 20. That was written by Sam Cohen, the inventor of the neutron bomb. I thought that was pretty interesting.
The guys and gals of GunWebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching GunWebsites.com.